Hello people of the internet and welcome back to not a game video. Today is a different video where I'm going to show you how I edit my videos, how I create them from scratch after recording, and then we'll just see how this goes, I guess. Some people have been asking what do I use, how do I use them and all of that, and so I'm going to show you everything today, and even though I'm sick it will work, it's fine. So we're going to be editing the new IR episode today, and the first thing I want to do is get my audio. So I've got that in my file browser here. We'll just drag it into, this is Fruity Loops, FL Studio. I'm going to drag it in here and it's going to decode. And then once it's decoded, you'll see there's a bit of silence at the beginning there, but you'll notice this is because I actually do my sync a while before. And these numbers up here are bars, so this is all relevant in time. But you'll see there's a lot of silences where in this episode certainly where I go to think or sneeze or cough. So the first thing I do is, I actually don't need to bind that to a channel. All I'll do is press F9 and then I'll go File, Open Mixer State, and then all I have to do is, this is basically a preset to put onto my voice processor, because at the moment I'm doing that. And we'll do that and we'll see that it sounds okay. Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll actually pump up the volume a tiny bit, I think. No, we'll do that in post. The thing is, I can't do an audition at the moment because I'd like to, but I'm using that to record my voice for this video, so I could kind of do a video behind this video because there's actually quite a lot behind it. There you go, let's do that and render. So I'll make a new project in here, and then we should call the sequence episode 2. That means the save name is good for me because I know what it is. Okay, so then we'll go grab some recordings. I'm not entirely sure which recordings are which today because I've done a lot of hacker recordings, if you must know. So we'll just search through this on my other monitor. So these are going to generate the peaks as well for the files, to make the audio spectrum come up, and we'll wait for this to work while we render the audio as well, so two jobs get done at once. Alright, so as you can see we've got this here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to line these up, so we're going to go into there, and I do little very short phrases, just to make sure that we sync it right, and in fact I'm going to put it like that, that's fine. That'll do, it's very precise. So I need to go find my intro and stuff. Which is right the way down there. 3 minutes in I did my intro. That's because of a lot of moving about and relogging and all of that. Alright, so we've cut out the front, and we'll just actually trim that again. And the next thing to do is add the intro in. So I'll drag the intro music in, which is leveled right. Hello! No, it's not the right place. So drag the music in, and then once I've got that, I'm also going to go grab the images, which is done as an image sequence actually. It's quite fancy. And the reason I do it that way is just because it means that it overlays right, and that's all done from Cinema 4D, something I did. I did graphics, right? Weird. So I actually need to get an extension on this as well, so that there's stuff still there while the intro plays, but you'll see that in a moment. There we go, that's all syncing done. So that's sorted now, and then what we'll do is we'll very quickly just make sure there's stuff there, and we'll add some motion blur as well. Oh, that's quite a heavy blur when you add it, isn't it? Alright, so the next thing I do is I cut out everything that I don't need from the video. This is a very long and time-consuming process, so I'm not going to show you everything because it's very time-consuming. But what I do is I go through and say, we'll listen to the intro, right? This is what I would have recorded for an intro. Hello, people of the internet, and welcome back to this sick episode of InfinityRealm. Yeah, I'm a bit different to usual, but not too different. I've lost my voice for ages, and I wanted to make a video, so I thought, yeah, let's just make a video while I'm sick. So here we go. Now, I don't usually like intros that long, because we're not going to have an intro that long. Instead, I'm going to cut my own. Instead, I'm going to cut my own intro. Sick episode of InfinityRealm. Yeah, I'm a bit different to usual. We'll just cut it there. You don't need any more than that, because the viewer by then already knows what's happened. They know that I'm sick, so I don't care. You don't need to know anymore, because it just leaves you hanging. I'm very much a believer in fast videos. Okay, so I found the bit that I want to cut. I'll use the razor tool on the right, and then I will cut it in both places, and then I'll just go back to the selection tool, and there you go, I'll just drag it in, and it will come in, and if you look, the usual. So you can see here, it cuts quite well, and everything works. So you can see the original file here was 38 minutes in length, Now, everything's down to 15 minutes or less. In fact, everything's down to 13 and a bit minutes already. And we're only on the first cut. And that bit at the end, don't ask for that, I'll talk about that later. So that cut was essentially to get rid of all the silences. That shows how many there are. And the reason there are so many silences is because, mainly because my energy level is low, and that's for health reasons, that a few of you may know about. And so I get tired very easily, and so I generally will stop speaking for sort of up to a minute at a time sometimes. At the moment, because of my voice, usually it's sort of 20 seconds, maybe I'll just ponder to think, or maybe to do something else, or just because my brain is running slower because I'm tired. And so that's why I do that. And the next thing to do is to go and look at the bits that are interesting and the bits that aren't interesting and the bits that are needed and the bits that aren't. Because ideally, I like my IR episodes to be about 10 minutes long. I keep the important relative bits in there, and keep all the funniest bits in, but cut everything that isn't interesting enough to keep you watching for any reason, or is too long, or anything like that. So I'm going to go through it all now. I've got 30 minutes to go through. That should take another half an hour probably. And we'll see. So obviously I was not trying to limit my personality. Instead the idea is to get rid of the bits that aren't necessary. So I'm not trying to get rid of the whole lot, but it's the introduction bits I don't like to go on longer than the music, which is 32 seconds long. Anything more than that I think is too long for an introduction of any sort, leading up to the fun bits and everything. I think it's too long. And you'll notice in survival games videos and such, sometimes I won't use intro music. And the reason for that is that I want to get straight into the action. With this, you do have to do a bit of intro because there's things to catch up on and things and places and stuff. But I don't feel like there should be entireties. I don't feel like the entirety of 2 minutes of intro should be in there. So I don't keep it in, really. This is going to be a problem. Let me put some stuff away. We don't actually, because our setup isn't fully done yet. None of that has any relevance. So we'll get rid of it because we probably don't need any of the stuff that's in there at the moment. Because all that is just saying, well, let's put this stuff away, and we don't need to know which stuff we're putting away. It's not relevant at all. Well, why are you making an episode if you've built everything already? Well, there's obviously this clip is essential because it's the setup to the video. This is saying this is what's going to happen in the video, so I'm going to keep that in for sure. And you'll notice that I'm very conscious of what I do. I plan my episodes out as well beforehand. I probably should have made this video not an editing video, but a full process video, but it's not, unfortunately, because I hadn't thought about that beforehand. But there's a whole process that goes into making the videos, not just editing. I don't do a specific plan all the time. I usually go on the basis of one idea for my episodes, or maybe two if I think it's going to be a short idea, but this idea turned out to be a long idea that was unsuccessful. But I generally go off one or two ideas for my videos and just keep it simple, and then expand upon those ideas in the video, and a lot of the main planning actually gets done while I'm recording the episode, hence a lot of the jump cuts. So I'll sit there and think, what can I do next? Are you gonna hurt me? Baby, don't hurt me. In fact, I need your XP, come back. Wait, not like you were running anywhere. I said that like you were Speedy Gonzales or something, you Roadrunner from, what's that thing again? Looney Tunes, yeah, the cartoon. From the UK, you get it. Or maybe it's just saddos like me who watched it, I don't know. So that's a little sequence, what I like to call a sequence in its own, although in Adobe Premiere you would call this here a sequence in itself. But actually I like to call a sequence one of these things, which is a sequence going from the beginning of a conversation to the end. So you see here at the beginning, alright, so decide which is in the direction, and that same bit there links into taking a screenshot, moving over, and then this goes into the spider, and the whole spider thing happens. And that's all in one section, or what I like to call sequence. I thought I'd do something random. When I made the Looney Tunes thing, I thought actually I'll go and do this and do it's not part of the sequence. It was more actually to move the thing on to the next part of the video, and say, right, well, we've done Looney Tunes, now move on. So I do go to the effort of doing things in the video, and I'm disconnected from the server, and I actually went and made my own single player world and just found I typed in the seed jungle, hoping I spawned a jungle, but I didn't, so I just thought I'd make do and do it in this biome. It actually looks like I'm at my house on the server, but I wasn't. Now, the flower sequence here, I want to get rid of, but I have a dilemma. The problem is that then I go on to talk about something I talked about in this sequence for the next 3 sequences, or 4 sequences probably. In fact, probably the rest of the episode, I talked about it quite a lot. So I want to keep it in, but I need to find a way of making it watchable still, so I need to edit it down. So even though it's not a good sequence, I am having to keep it in, but simply because of the sake of in-jokes. So this is why sometimes the setup isn't so great as the outcome. Okay, so there you go, that's the sequence finish at 5:36, so we'll put a marker there, pressing M, and from there we go back to the Nether portal. Nether hub, sorry, where did I say that wrong? So we're done. Everything is edited, in terms of the cut. The final cut is done. That is for what we've already recorded, because I frequently do this, and I've done this again. I've now had a new idea for something to do, and that is, I need to do that before I put the episode up, and that is to get somebody to see how long it takes them to get into my house, as an intro to the episode. So I'm going to actually record that hopefully later on with somebody. I've no idea who yet. I'll ask somebody, probably like Jack or Aaron. We'll see. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just show you quickly the rest of the audio stuff, which is the next thing I also need to do is put my outro in. Right, let's just show you how it sounds and look, see what's on the beat. Watching, and I'll see you next time on InfinityRealm. That's perfect, that's great, it's on beat. Is it right volume? So, thank you for watching. Good, we need to check that's good as well. So I would say I'd add my outro in, but I haven't made my outro yet. Alright, so quickly going to drag my outro in. That's cool, we'll drag it down. There's no animation on it yet, but I might do animation on it in the future, and that does look okay. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm actually making sure that we have a video, a featured video in here, and so this is going to be difficult because I'm going to have, there's music in this video, so I'm going to have to edit the music out and things, but we'll see how it goes. And it's a ball ache to get it in the right place, I'll tell you that for one. This is the best I'm going to get it, I suppose. So, stop over here and make sure that musical sounds okay and it's all in the right place. It's going to go here, obviously, at the beginning. And then what we'll do is, after this point, we'll put a marker here, and then after this point, we're actually just going to fade out the sound, and that'll be it. Okay, so that's all good. That's everything I'm doing for the video. Then I'm not going to add music into this video because I don't think it needs... Oh no, I haven't done everything. I need to add in this end bit here, but we'll do that later. But that's all I'm going to do on the camera, and now I'm going to make a thumbnail and stuff and dick about with all of that. But that's essentially how I edit my videos. That's the process I go through, and that's how it looks. So, you know, here's my mostly finished product. Just so you all can see it. There you go. So thanks for watching this behind the scenes video, and maybe there'll be more soon if you want them. I mean, I can do more on when I do a multicam. When I do multicam with Jake and other people as well, then I can show you how I edit those as well. And there are different ways I edit different videos with collaborations. I edit completely differently to this, of course. Not in terms of jump cutting, but in terms of style and how I think. Anyway, that's all for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.